Before working with the Body Positive, I didn't even know what my relationship with my body was like.
I was physically healthy, but really far from mentally healed.
I always just had a lot of shame and guilt about my body.
Compulsively thinking about the way my body was coming across just sort of gave me less energy to put into the things that I love to do and the things that I needed to do. And school was definitely one of those things.
When I got to UC Berkeley, food had become so big in my life.
When my mind was full of all those things, it was impossible to even think about trying to fill it with chemistry.
There are always girls talking about, I don't feel good about my body. I wish, I could lose 10 pounds.
When I was speaking in public, I would be thinking, oh God, do I have cellulite on my thighs? Or when I would be at a meeting, I would think, is my stomach hanging over my pants?
I do hate this part of my body. I don't like my legs, but I like my breasts. That's what they teach you in the world. That's what they tell you in the world to get over something.
There's belittling, competition, ridicule.
It just blows my mind that there could be anyone that doesn't struggle with food in college.
When I first started working with the Body Positive, I didn't know if it was possible for me to have a peaceful relationship with food. But I kept listening to everybody else who said it was possible. And that's what I held on to.
It was the first people I've really seen that actually love themselves. And they talked about what they were trying to do, but they also showed it.
It was the first place that I had ever had the opportunity to explore the relationship I had with my body.
When we grow up in these toxic environments of parents and friends and neighbors and teachers that don't like their bodies and that criticize their bodies, it's so easy for us to fall into that. But I think that the more we develop that community and that support network, it'll replace the norm. It'll become a new standard or a new paradigm that just makes more sense. Once I sort of questioned the paradigm that I was living in and started really accepting myself for who I was and started loving myself for who I was, I found that I had all of this energy that I had been focusing on these petty little concerns that I could now channel into the stuff that I love to do. I've been involved with radical food sharing organizations for years. I work at a rape crisis center.
I can go and dance and pay attention to the people I'm meeting and the friendships I have.
Self-care has to come from a place of self-love.
My self-love allows me to really listen to what my body needs, which makes me a healthier person in my mind and in my body physically.
I take care of myself every day.
Health is much more determined by the way that you live your life, and that just makes sense.
Loving your body takes a lot of courage. And when you find that courage, then you're able to teach other people, and other people will notice that about you and they'll want to be around you. If that keeps happening, it can become universal.
The Body Positive community has given me the opportunity to see my life and love it.
It's not just like, oh, just love yourself and it'll all be great. It goes really deep and it's really powerful and it's really true.
It's all how you feel about your own body, because this is home. And if you're not comfortable at home, you're not going to be comfortable anywhere else.
If the Body Positive went to a national level, my generation would be given more hope. So much more would be possible if people felt that freedom to love themselves and accept themselves as they are. So much more would be possible.